What up, OGs? We are back, season 3. Of course, I am here with my brother, Joey Allen.
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy to be here, season 3.
Back
Episode 101 going down.
Let's go, man. Back like we never skipped a beat.
Yes, sir.
What an off season.
I know. It's been a crazy off season. Holy shit.
For those that have been watching this show for a long time, me and Joey always take a month of just, getting caught up on things outside of the podcast world. Also gives us a little bit of time to take a break. After a long season, it's 50 episodes of like guests, like normal podcast episodes, and then we always have like 3 on the roads, and then we'll do some secret sessions and things like that throughout the.
And if you do the math on that, 50 episodes, how many weeks are in?
It's pretty much a year.
It's a whole year. So
it's actually over a year because there are times where. Like midway through the season, around like our 25th episode of the season, we'll typically take a break.
Yeah.
Just like take a week off, and people don't realize our weekends are really like the time for us to get a lot of shit done and do things like that. So, no, great off season, bro. I really had an awesome time. Like honestly, just being able to surf whenever we want, going to the gym every single day, which we do that pretty much now anyway.
Yeah, but now there's not like a constant rush. Like there's not like we're doing this, then this, and this, and this.
Yeah, and it feels like the weekends are so planned out. So it's like on a Saturday like today, it's like 9 o'clock, go to the gym, get back, record an intro, wait for the guests to get here.
But then the caveat to the off season is like we're so used to doing all these things like back to back to back to back. We feel like we're like not being productive and not doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. So it's kind of like good to be back.
No, facts, bro. I definitely felt like I wasn't getting a lot of stuff done, even though we were doing so much shit. When we're not doing the podcast, it almost feels like, you see a lot of other podcasters too, they won't take the break. And so you're like, damn, they're putting such a distance on the gap or whatever. But in reality, bro, it doesn't feel like that at all. I think that this offseason we got a lot of things done and really set up like a new structure for the show, which I want to talk about as well. New things coming in season 3. Obviously, we're still doing Win of the Week, which we're about to do. But also, guests can no longer pay to be on the show. So this didn't happen a lot last season. Maybe like a handful of times.
There's a lot of offers.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing is like people will hit our DMs and they'll be like, hey, what do I got to do to get on the show? How can I pay to be on the show? And obviously we love money just as much as the next guy, and anytime you can throw any money into the podcast or get things going that will make you money, it's obviously a great thing. And I think for us, we were definitely planning it out. Like whenever we started season 2, I remember we're like, okay, well, we should allow guests to pay to be on the show because for one, it brings income in for the pod. But then on the backside of that is, it shows like who's really interested in being on the show. But what we've kind of learned is sometimes the conversation isn't always authentic because me and you didn't like, it's not like we don't want that person to be on the show, but one of the cool things about having guests on the show is that like we kind of handpick who we want to talk to.
Right.
And I think every time we've handpicked somebody or every time that we've kind of sent the invite out to somebody else, the experience is just so much better. And I think the conversation is a lot more authentic.
So basically sell yourself. Don't try to like send us money. Sell yourself in the DMs. If you're trying to get on here, like give us your story, tell us a little something. $500 ain't gonna buy you a spot.
100%, and that's one of the things is like we get so many DMs. Like even during the off season, we're getting DMs 24/7 where it's like, "Hey, how can I get on the pod?" And that's perfectly fine if you want to do that. You know what I mean? We love when people reach out and they say they want to be on the show, but you can't just give us like a one sentence saying like us, we don't know you. I mean, sometimes maybe we do know you, but we don't know a lot about you or whatever it is. And so it's like really sell us on yourself. We already have like a ton of guests lined up just for this season alone. And so also have patience. I think a lot of people want like to slide in the DMs and then, maybe we'll go back and forth a couple of things. I'll ask them some questions or whatever and just try to learn about their story. And immediately they're just like, okay, so can we do it this weekend? Or like, when are you available? I'm like, bro, it's going to be like a month or 2.
We're booked out for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with us only recording episodes on certain days of the week. Yeah. Me and Joey are humans too.
No way. Believe it or not, we have lives.
I think people forget about that sometimes, bro. And obviously the podcast is our life and it's something that we care about so much and we're really spending majority of our week working on. There's so many aspects of the podcast that take up time. But let's jump into Win of the Week.
Let's do it.
Win of the Week. Episode 101.
Yes, sir, 101.
Start of a new era.
You want me to go first or you want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead and kick us off this week.
You're going to hate mine. Well, maybe not because it's kind of relatable, but it's always something I kept in my head and it's coming out. When I wake up in the morning, it's that morning skinny, brother. Like, I just hit a good chest day, maybe a little bit of abs and some shoulders, and then the next day when I wake up and I got no food in me, well, I look good. I look shredded. That one meal after kind of ruins it all. But
I was gonna say it doesn't take much.
As soon as I take a sip of my coffee, it's like, but it's fine. I wake up in the morning looking.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like most people, especially, I mean, there are times though where I'll eat, a meal around midnight or something, or
See,
like
that'll
that little
fuck it
snack
up.
that'll totally fuck it up.
You will wake up looking fatter than a motherfucker.
Yeah. But also, I always feel really good too. Like whenever I'm like, the morning skinny is hilarious. I love that.
I know you guys can relate to it because you might not have said it out loud, like I just did, and it feels a little weird now that I said it. But it's a thought that I've had.
No, that's actually a good one because I feel like it is kind of something you kind of take for granted. Like you don't really think about it too long as you're in the shower in the morning or whatever. Or you get out, you're brushing your teeth, and then you kind of notice you're like
damn,
I got a little 8-pack right now.
I look good.
Like flexing super hard, just like brush your teeth. You're like, damn, even my biceps are kind of ripped. No,
me every morning.
It's funny too though because in season 2 we did take a long break of not working out. Just so many things were going on, and we just kind of like the gym was kind of like our last priority for a while. And so I remember sometimes I'd wake up with the morning skinny, and I'd be like,
damn.
Yeah, it like hurt. It was like too skinny.
I wouldn't even look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I walk past it, close my eyes.
Brush my teeth like facing the wall. No, but no, the morning skinny, that's a good one, bro. I think that's definitely one that most people can relate to. And for me, bro, I love having the morning skinny whenever you've just done after you just do a chest day. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like huge. I was gonna say you look so swole. It's fire, bro. So that's a good win of the week.
Appreciate you. What's yours?
My win of the week is a person.
Okay.
Someone I've been listening to a lot lately, bro.
Music or?
It's music.
Let me try to pull it out of you. Hold on. What genre? Is it Sexy Red?
It's Sexy Motherfucking Red, baby. Sexy Motherfucking Red. Look, I'll tell you right now, when Sexy Red first came onto the scene, I wasn't a huge Sexy Red fan. I thought she was like a little too ghetto for me, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to the girl, She's obviously, like one of the most poppin' artists right now. But a couple of her songs I've been listening to, I think it's Hellcats and SRTs.
Yeah.
Slaps.
Okay.
Slaps.
Yeah.
Looking for the Hose. Slaps. And it's funny because I'm listening to these songs, I can't relate to any single word. Like, there's not one word in any of her songs that I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And it's funny.
But you're singing every word of them.
I hate to say it, but I'm singing every fucking word. And you really can only sing it when you're in the car.
Yeah, nobody around you. And not at a red light. You better turn that shit down.
She'll be saying like coochie swole and all this shit. I'm sitting there, I'm just like making sure like, all right, we get to a red light, let me turn this down just a little bit. Gosh. No, it's funny. Sexy Red's got me in a chokehold right now. I think it's so funny how like she just owns it, right? Like just her energy, how she gets everyone's so hyped up, and it's bro, you play some Sexy Red at like if you ever have aux and you've got like a bunch of people in the car, or you're at a party,
in the car.
or definitely a bunch of people's in the car,
right? Because play that around a bunch of
who doesn't love Sexy Red? It's funny, my little sisters, very Christian girls, like very just like I don't really think about them ever listening to like a song with cuss words in it or anything like that. And I played Rich Baby Daddy the other day when we were on our way to dinner. They knew every word.
They're on the way to dinner. I'm just like, Sexy Red.
There's another one. Bow Bow Bow, I think is what it's called. Dude,
yeah,
I'm sitting there like, bow, 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 bow. No, shout out Sexy Red, dude. She's just at this current moment, she's got me in a chokehold. I'm sure I'll be on to a new artist.
I bet a lot of our friends are going to be happy to hear that because you've been on this craziest country kick since we went to Nashville. And
Facts.
Brother, like I love it. Country's good, but you play the same fucking 3 songs every time, and I'm so tired of it.
Yeehaw. And I think us interviewing Josiah Cisco when we were in Nashville,
Is that what did it for you?
It kind of did, bro, because like his voice is so like authentic. What is it like? His voice it's very deep. It's just
raspy, bluesy.
It sounds like he'll just be talking, and it sounds like he's singing a country song.
Yeah.
And I've never been a big country fan or anything like that, but dude, Nashville changed me for sure.
Nashville did change you.
And so now, like, I am listening to Sexy Red, but like, there's a place and a time for the country music. I will be honest. If we're on your way to the beach, it's like 8:00 in the morning. We're about to go surf or something, or we're on the golf course, dude. Like, I'm not playing Sexy Red on the golf course. I'm playing that Luke Combs, baby.
Okay.
And I do really want to go to one of these guys like big country concerts. But one thing that I noticed, man, is country music is an expensive genre right now, bro. I mean, Morgan Wallen tickets.
I mean, it's Morgan Wallen though.
No, facts for sure. But like, I almost feel like,
how much are the tickets? Do you know?
Dude, for a good seat, like you can get like $200 tickets somewhere. You know what I mean? For one ticket, it'll be like $200, and you'll have an okay seat, but you can't really like see the stage like directly.
You can hear it.
But bro, we're in a stadium.
Yeah.
And it'll be like the upper deck, but like the lower part of the upper deck, and it's like $450.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm like, first off, we already got to drive to Tampa,
right?
And then get an Airbnb, and then you're not going alone, so make it an $800, ticket sale. So it's just one of those things where I do love country music. I really want to go to a big concert, but country music is popping right now, bro, and it's been popping for a long time. But I think just right now, like so many people are listening to these big artists. I remember Luke Combs came to Jacksonville. I really wanted to go and see that one. It's at the Jag Stadium, so I'm thinking in my head, like, what is it, 36,000 seats at the Jag Stadium?
Yeah,
like,
can't be.
There's got to be plenty of. I mean, you
was it at the stadium or was it at the
stadium, bro?
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, 36,000. Like, dude, this dude could sell like $5 tickets, and he's still gonna make a killing. You know what I mean? And then you look online, and it's I mean, it's $200-$300 for a ticket,
and it's
bro.
sold out, too, didn't it?
It's sold out,
yeah.
And so it's same with the Morgan Wallen one. The reason he's coming back in October to Tampa, I think, and the reason is because he canceled like his second show, which according to country music fans, that's like a very common thing.
Really?
Him canceling, yeah.
Oh, hell
I don't know what's up with that, but I really wanted to go and see like his, him remake the dates and do it in October. I was like, okay, let's check this out, and still. Well, bro, you have to think how much money are these guys making off of one show when they're selling out the stadium?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, dude, pit tickets, forget about a pit ticket. Or like just being up there close to the stage. Like you can forget about it. You're talking a couple $1,000s.
I wonder what the cost is for them because like I'm sure people pay them to come out there.
The production's insane. You have to think about it, bro.
True.
The production is insane.
And
And they're the ones paying
everybody.
for the production. Yeah, you got to pay everyone that's working.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. And then also, I'm sure there's like a stadium fee. So like for them to go to, obviously they're not bringing security.
True.
They're not bringing like all the I'm sure their production crew is the same, but like everyone that's, checking tickets at the gate and doing all these things. Yeah, like it's probably a stadium fee. So I'm sure they're dropping a bag before they even get on stage and start performing. But at the same time, bro, I mean, these tickets will sell out in less than a week. They'll sell out. I mean, you're talking. The Jags haven't been able to sell out the stadium for years, bro. I think the last time the Jags sold out like a game was for. I mean, our primetime games never sell out, but I think it was the playoff game against the Bills.
Yeah,
was the last time we were like truly sold out, every seat filled. And I mean, dude, that was years ago. I think that was like 2018 or something like that. So
2016, maybe, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago, man. So, no, shout out to country music. Shout out Sexy Red.
One more question about music. What would you say your like number one genre is that you listen to right now?
Oh, I mean, I've always been a big hip hop guy.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm in the gym. Especially if it's really, if I'm just driving in the car, like first get off work, or you're just trying to get hyped for whatever we got going on. It's always pretty much hip hop for me. Big 42 guy.
Yeah.
Big Drake guy. Like I like a lot of the
Drake.
I honestly, dude, you say what you want about Drake. I fuck with him. You know what I mean? I think that Drake puts out some bangers. A lot of people want to like look at this. Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Got it.
No, so definitely, Drake, I think with this whole beef going on, obviously he's got kind of like a bad rap right now, but I don't think you can like
he's still got his
all
hits.
of the bangers this man has put out, bro. Like you can't write him off for all. Like it's insane, bro. He is kind of like one of the big dogs in this game right now, even though he's kind of losing this like rap battle beef thing.
Yeah.
Not even a huge fan of the rap battle beef anyway. I don't really get into a ton of that.
Stunt.
It's all a PR stunt.
Yeah, they just want the clout.
And that shit is working.
Oh, it's definitely working.
Especially for Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine all the people that were like, did Kendrick
Metro
die?
Boomin?
Oh, Metro.
Dude. His fucking beat, his distrumental.
That's funny. I've not heard it called that. It's hilarious.
I saw a comment that said that was nice. BBL Drizzy. Sorry, I had to get that.
No, that shit's so funny. I love that beat too.
It's so good.
Well, we were talking about the Jag Stadium, and it just reminded me of something. Mm-hmm. The Jaguars finally, after years and years of waiting, have released the Jaguar throwbacks.
Why do you think it took so long? Why?
Well, when we had Devin Carvajal on, I don't know if you remember this. It was early days last season. We asked him about this, and he said, "Just wait on it. It's got to be like perfect timing." And I didn't really understand what he meant because at the time, like that was the end of. So that was like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Not of the podcast, 2 like football seasons ago, and it was the very end of that season too. So I remember he was kind of hinting like we weren't going to be getting it for our 29-year anniversary for the Jags, pretty much. And it makes sense for us to do it on the 30-year anniversary.
Didn't they drop on 904 too?
I think they did, yeah. And dude, just the production behind that. Right now, the Jaguars marketing team has the NFL in a fucking chokehold. It's not even. There's no comparing them. Like when it comes to any other team,
their
bro.
content on every single, like everything that they drop is like a masterpiece.
It is.
I love it.
It really is. And then they just dropped the white shell helmets.
Oh my gosh,
those are crazy.
You see all the players are like, oh, I can make some plays in
this.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a good game when we wear these.
It's funny though how they like. I would never think that colorway would go like well together.
Really?
The matte white, because I mean, bro, we have like white combination jerseys, but typically they'll do like the black pants and then like the white top or something like that.
That's just gonna look so clean on the field.
If they do all white, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care if we're losing. I don't care if we're losing 50-0, bro. I am there and I'm screaming. I just think it looks so dope. Like, you know, for me, bro, like I like the Stormtrooper colorway for anything. Like my whip is Stormtrooper. Like there's so many things where it's like all white with the black accents. I just love that colorway. And dude, for the Jags, that is just a hard colorway. Also, I really like how with the throwback unis, which we will be wearing for I think a couple games this next season.
Yeah.
They're doing the throwback helmets too.
Are they?
So it's not like even it's not like a matte black helmet with the old logo. It's like the clear gloss, like matte helmet, or like clear, like glossy black helmet with the old logo. I'm like, dude,
that's so beautiful,
so fire. Perfect. And no, I definitely want to get my hands on one of those. I think the Trevor Lawrence one is calling my name.
Obviously. I might have a couple tricks up my sleeve.
So how do you feel about Josh Allen changing his name? Because now if you want to,
why did he do that?
I heard
it's Hines Allen, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard it's because of like tradition. Like his family has always kind of used the name Hines Allen, and so with him, he just kind of wanted to like carry that on.
True.
But no, like shout out to the boy. I think whatever.
I mean, I'll still wear my Josh Allen shirt. Everybody's gonna know.
Facts, and you still have the Ingram one too, which goes so hard. Yeah. So, no, I really want to get my hands on a throwback, but regardless. Super excited for the Jaguars season. It's going to be a good one. I'm also excited to kick off this season.
What's your prediction for the Jaguars?
Undefeated. Undefeated Super Bowl.
Undefeated Super Bowl.
No,
second team in NFL history to ever do it.
It's happening. I'm very confident in us this year, man. I think that we've really got something like brewing. Yeah. You know, I love obviously Dougie P's kind of getting, you know, the whole team kind of rallied together. Trevor's looking like a stud. We got most of these players signed. I'm really excited.
I think we're the most underrated NFL team. People hate on us so much.
Oh, I totally agree.
I hear all these sports broadcasters talking, and then they bring up the Jaguars, and like their whole demeanor changes. I'm like, dude, why?
Yeah.
Watch us play.
I think
we've lost a couple games. We've had some bad seasons, but like
the Jags also don't bring clicks right now. You have to think about that. Like for them, like it doesn't. The Jags name, since we've been so bad for so long, and it's like we'll get to the playoffs, but we'll only win 1 or 2 games. True. You know. Yeah. I think that just kind of deters people, and it doesn't really get the clicks that a lot of these analysts are looking for.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Duval till we die. Miles Jack wasn't down.
No, he wasn't.
Go Jags, baby! I'm excited. And let's go ahead and jump into this week's episode, man. I'm really excited about it. Season 3, episode 101. We've got a very special guest coming in the building today. So yeah, let's get this shit popping.
Let's go.
What up, OGs? We are here, season 3 going down. It feels so good to be back.
Yes, sir.
And today we've got a very special guest, someone that we've been obviously listening to for a long time. You see him all around the city, but also one of our favorite style of guests as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have a ton of music artists on this show, but we like the unique ones.
Yes, we love the look.
We love the look. Big fans of the look.
Yes,
facts.
Sir.
No, but ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the man himself. He is your favorite DJ and the creator of Disco Dreamland, Disco Cowboy. Yeehaw. Love the fit, brother.
Thanks,
love the fit. And the horse, too. I mean, it's just like perfect. It goes with it.
It's my boy Cheddar.
Oh, the horse has the disco, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're always like, wait, you have a horse? I'm like, you ain't a cowboy without a horse.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. He goes with me everywhere.
Cheddar.
I
love it.
Cheddar. He was born at Halloween, and, Halloween's host band is the String Cheese, so we named him Cheddar.
So he goes everywhere with you on every set?
Oh yeah, he's at every show. I was in Tomorrowland Winter Music Festival, snowboarding in the French Alps, and he was there with me.
No way.
I'm riding down the slopes with him.
Cheddar has seen some things.
Cheddar's been some
Does
places.
he ever get like passed around like a trophy?
Last night I kept like people were just grabbing him off the DJ table all left and right. I kept looking out and I'm like,
do you get scared? You're like, where's Cheddar?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. A girl last night tried to steal my hat.
No way.
It was great. Somebody snagged it. I mean, I don't know if she was trying to steal it, but she like, can I wear it? And I'm like, yeah, put it on. Then all of a sudden I turn on, where's my hat? And so, sure enough, somebody's like holding it, like, I got it. Yeah.
I guess the good thing is it's hard to miss. So
it
sticks out.
And like it's all my staff running the door and running the show. So like you're not going to make it very far before someone's like, that's not yours.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. I love the look, man. Like we spoke on it a little bit before we started recording. You go all out with it. And I think with being a DJ, everyone kind of like each DJ kind of has their own vibe to them, right? And you mixing the cowboy in the DJ thing is like so interesting to me. Most people go for like that futuristic look, right? Yeah. Where it's like they'll put a fucking, you see the helmets on.
Marshmallow, where they got the thing on.
Yeah, like that was some, you even see some, I saw it on someone's story, it might have even been, I don't even know who's, and it has like there was like Daft Punk looking dudes.
Yeah, I was at the Daft Punk show the other night.
Yeah, and so it's cool how, some people will go the extra mile and like do the whole helmet thing or whatever, but I think with your look, it's so dope because it's just, you don't see it, bro. Yeah. No one really tries to look like a cowboy when they're up there.
Hell yeah.
Do you ever feel like, is there ever like a thought where you want to change the look where you're like, oh no, I'm committed to this now?
Oh yeah, no, I'm committed to Disco Cowboy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just filed for a trademark on the name too, because I was like, I found out there was another Disco Cowboy who's like a pretty actual big DJ. I started tripping. I was like, oh no, this is like my whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I looked, I'm like, okay, well, he didn't trademark the name. So I'm going to go ahead and snag that now. Yeah. So hopefully if it gets approved, I will be the official Disco Cowboy and everyone else can kick rocks.
And then you get the check on Instagram? Or not?
Yeah, exactly.
You're already like the Disco Cowboy in Duval County. That's
sure.
Northeast Florida to begin with. Like it's crazy, bro. So many people that I would kind of, tease a couple people there asking who the first guest of season 3 is going to be. And I was like, well, keep it under wraps, but it's going to be the man Disco Cowboy. And they're like, no fucking way. You do kind of have a little bit of a grip on the DJ scene right now, bro.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's been fun. Yeah, it was even the other night I was at a show and people were like, hey, are you the Disco Cowboy?
Hell yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's me. And it was just funny. Like people, I don't even know these people at all, but the name has definitely quickly gotten spread around. And I think, like you said, it's the look.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
How'd you come up with Disco Cowboy? Like where'd that come from?
I grew up playing in bands and funk music has been so like crucial to my life. I was a bassist, touring bassist. So, that low end, the bass, the groove. And disco music, man, it's just it's so fire. People don't give it like enough credit. That era was so gangster, like night clubbing, Studio 54, like people just sex, drugs, and disco.
Yeah,
I was sex, drugs, and rock and roll for a long time. Now I'm sex, drugs, and disco.
Yeah, I love it.
And I was born in Texas, so I definitely have always had like the cowboy feel and vibe. So it just felt right, and I found the hat. I was just born at Hula. Like I was born at Halloween. This character just came to life.
This is a Halloween look right here, bro.
Yeah, this is it.
100%.
The media team stopped me as we were walking through Spirit Lake and were like, yo, do you have like 10 minutes? Because we'd love to shoot you. And it's funny because at first my brother and sister and they were like, they're laughing, and then by like minute 8, they're like, all right, dude, his head's big enough, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, he knows he's cool. Let it go. So it was funny.
I love it, bro. Yeah. And then has Cheddar been along since day one? Like you knew when you got the outfit, like Cheddar comes too. I love it.
Yeah, because again, I was like, okay, I came up with several outfits for Halloween. If people don't know, is a music festival at Spirit of the Swanee Music Park, and it's big costume. Like wild costumes. And so like every day, generally people will have a different fit, different thing. And this was like one of the days, but that day was like everyone stopped and was like, this is insane. And so of course, like if you're going to be a cowboy, you ain't a cowboy without a horse. Mm-hmm. So I had the little horse, and it's so funny that like people can't get over that. Like that I carry this little toy horse with me. So
I want to talk about all the little trinkets on it because there's a lot going on.
There's been a lot of evolutions. Honestly, this is the most naked he's ever been.
Really?
Yeah. He used to have a disco helmet.
Oh my
he wore
God.
like a disco helmet.
He looks a little tired.
Yeah. You're like the 5th person to tell me that in 24 hours. I know, bud. I'm sorry. I've been riding you hard.
He needs a nap.
Yeah, he's definitely, especially after last night, he got passed around quite a bit. So, yeah, Cheddar's the man.
Have you ever lost have you ever he's been passed around and maybe you lost like an eye or something?
No, not like eyes, but definitely trinkets. You know, and people will put stuff on him. And
do things get added? Like as you get it back, do you find something new on there?
Yeah, people, a lot of sprouts, people put those little sprouts on him and stuff. But yeah, the disco helmet, man, we've been through 2 of them. People are like, what happened to his lid? And I'm like, I do this with him. So after a while, like the lid goes somewhere else and it breaks and it's gone. So I got to get him another.
I love the necklace. I remember the first place I ever met you was 4th of July. We were at a party together. Yeah. And as soon as I saw you, I was like, that's Disco Cowboy. And so we were like kicking it off, just kind of chatting. And somehow, I don't even know if you gave it to me directly, but somehow there was like the disco, basically like the necklace you have getting passed around. Mm-hmm. And I was rocking it, and I had it on for most of the day, bro. And the amount of people that came up like, did you get that from Disco Cowboy? Because like, it's almost, dude, the necklace too is like your own signature piece. It's funny,
that,
bro.
Dude, I give them out at shows, and it's when I'm not like in full Disco Cowboy mode. Like I just wear like the little disco ball on my neck, so that way people are. I'm always giving you the vibe. Yeah. I can't always be wearing this.
Big fan of the jacket too, bro. Like the jacket goes so hard with the tassels.
The tassels
and, like,
are nice,
and just the what is it, like the Aztec kind of look to it. It hits, bro.
Yeah,
you did a great job with
I
it.
Thrifted it. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, in Carolina, like Charlotte, Carolina, North Carolina, and it was $50.
Nice.
I was like, surely this is missing a 0 or something.
Right.
This is not $150, not $500. This is $50. I'm done. We checked out and paid for it. I was like, just go, go.
So safe. Do you do cowboy boots too sometimes?
Yeah,
like whenever
I'll wear
there?
the boots. It's a little hot these days, and I'll do like full denim jeans, everything full denim. Last night I was in jorts because it was hot. Last night, halfway through my set. So for those who don't know, I played a show last night, and it was just like I was pouring sweat. So I took the top off, was just naked Disco Cowboy.
Dude, in Florida, people don't understand. Like, especially if you're playing an outside set. Like, I know you played one. It might actually been on the 4th.
Yeah,
it was at
Pete's.
Yeah, at Pete's. And so,
shout out Pete's Bar,
bro. You're out there. Like, I mean, it is 1,000,000 degrees. Yeah. It's like noon or whenever, like middle of the day, bro. And I can only imagine trying to wear this outfit out there, bro.
Cooking. Yeah, that one. And so I've got a couple different iterations of the outfit. I've got like a tie-dye suit jacket. I've got a couple like fun, loose, like silk party shirts. And that one, like I had to lose the shirt because we were cooking.
Yeah.
We were in this like little Red Bull truck, shout out Red Bull, at Pete's. And man, it was just,
shout out Red Bull.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
We were just, I was about to say it. We were cooking, man. Yeah. And that was one of the hotter shows I've ever done. I've done a lot of hot shows. Yeah.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So do you normally play like all disco music, or do you like switch it up?
It's definitely like a good solid disco bass. I think it's something because it's like a lot of stuff that people don't normally do around here. I know a lot of DJs. I work with a lot of DJs, and like in the house community, there's like tech house and like traditional house music and like Afro house, and it's all stuff like you hear a lot. Like I'll go to a show and I'll hear like the same vibe the whole show, which is cool. It's a vibe, but I wanted to make sure to bring some of like my musicianship and my love for like I don't want to say real music. It sounds bad to DJs, but like the
music
old school
you love.
funk music and disco.
Yeah.
And so but it's a lot of like I won't play like truly like traditional disco. I'm finding mixes and stuff that are more like dancey, more heavy, more housey. Last night I kind of went off the rails in the middle of my set. I had to apologize because I went like super heavy. I was like, they want it like nasty. I was crushing up until this point. Played a song and was like, oh no, I went way too far.
Did it switch up?
I just watched the crowd just be like, and then literally I got on the mic after I mixed back into like a banger song. I was like, yo, my bad, y'all. I tried to switch it up on you. You were not feeling it. We're going back to the bangers. I was sweating. I was like, oh no, what have you done?
I love it, dude. Let's talk about last night. So Disco Dreamland is something you created. Would you call it a festival or just like a
event?
Yeah, event. Like what would you call this?
Yeah, it's an experience because I don't want it to be beholden to like any one venue. I would love it to be festivals to call me and say, hey, we want a Disco Dreamland tent. We want to do it's bigger than like where I do it. It's just the event. Yeah, and it's been fun. It was something that I created because I just wanted to like do more for the community here. There's a lot of great people putting on shows, like shout out Sunset Sessions, Rinse and Repeat. Oh no, I'm gonna forget somebody. I'm gonna feel bad.
No, for sure. The Sunset Sessions one is big, bro. I know a lot of people that go to that, and I've been to a couple. Those are really fun. We actually went to one night, so fire.
Yeah.
But just looking at like the clips and everything of what you're putting on, bro, is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I focus on. Sorry, I didn't mean
no, go ahead.
I focus on like production. The first couple Disco Dreamlands were I bring in a professional touring lighting designer, and we were doing like huge light shows. Mm-hmm. Like people were walking in just like mind blown. Like, and I mean, we were bringing in like $50,000 worth of lighting equipment.
Wow.
And like a professional lighting designer. And now that we've shifted to a new venue, we're taking a new approach, but no matter what, you're always going to see like decor. You're going to see, I've never done the same look twice. It's always different. Mm-hmm. We always switch it up. And just trying to like, that was something that like I saw the scene lacking, and it's not because other people don't want to. It's costly. It's very expensive. And I'm well connected in the music business, so it's easy for me to like, you know, I have a lot of gear over my years of being in the business. The company I work for has a lot of gear. So we can throw a lot at it. A lot of these guys, you know, these great people putting on shows, Max Danger, NXT Productions. I wanted to give those shout outs because I was forgetting people. Yeah. There's so many people putting on shows, and it's tough. Like when you got to fund everything. It's not cheap.
So say you're out in the community and you see somebody like it's a music festival or somebody, and you want somebody to come to Disco Dreamland. They don't know what it is. Sell them to it. Like tell them what Disco Dreamland is and like why you want them there. Because I've heard of it, but I don't know exactly what goes on.
So it's an immersive dance experience. There's going to be, like I said, like a lot of decor and lighting, but it's a DJ focused event. Mm-hmm. We've now evolved to having 2 stages. It's something that like people are able to find community through dance music, and I think it's really cool because even like, you know, some of these other groups that I mentioned, like we're like gateway drugs for some people who like don't really go to music festivals or don't go to raves, don't go to Club Space in Miami. Mm-hmm. But if you come to our event, you might get a little taste of like what that's like, you know, and then it might spark somebody who's like, I'm not a big DJ guy. So like, yo, this is like really rad. It's the community around it. We have a really cool community full of people who just, it's very welcoming. Like all the bars I go to and do these shows, they're so like kind of hesitant at first. Like, oh, we're throwing a rave, bunch of ravers doing, you know, shuffling, like rolling on Molly, and then they realize like how kind everybody is, how cool everybody is, how generous they are when they tip. They take care of the bar staff. There's never been a fight. There's no drama whatsoever. So it's just like a really great energy and atmosphere. If you like dancing, you know, if you like dancing, I don't care if you don't like DJs. If you like dancing, you're gonna like this.
If you like music,
yeah, for sure. It's been fun. The community's been very receptive.
It's cool, dude, and I love how you bring in a lot of like heavy hitter DJs as well in the community. Like it's not just, I mean, obviously it's your thing, you're throwing it, and it's obviously you're kind of like the headliner. A lot of people are coming to this just to see Disco Cowboy, I'm sure. Yeah. But some of these other DJs are bringing in too are like a great mix of other kinds of music. Yeah. So you will get a lot of that like true house where it's just like, you know, not a lot of that old school funk. Then you'll get a lot of tech house like you mentioned before. So I think it's great, bro. I just remember seeing the lineup for him being like, okay, he really did a good job of like putting together a bunch of, really, if you like dance music, you're gonna love Disco Dreamland. Yeah, you know.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, the first few I didn't play. I was just producing it, and then it started to just become like, well, I should like play these things. Yeah, like, this is fun. And we just started to grow. We weren't always 2 stages. We were 1 stage when we first started, and then, you know, at our previous home, Voussoir, I always have like a big room and a little room. Well, not always, but now. And so we started doing the second room because I want people to. The tech house and stuff can get really like repetitive, especially for hours and hours. And after hours, people kind of like, you'll think about going to other bars. You kind of just like, you're not paying attention as much anymore. So I try and curate the stages differently. So one stage will be, you know, and even if it's not maybe like the whole stage, while someone on the big room might be playing like tech house, someone in the little room is going to be playing different vibes. For sure. That way, like you can kind of, and then even halfway through somebody's set, you might be like, let's go check out the other room. Just gives you that ability to like keep it fresh. Yeah. And, party on.
Do you ever find like it's a difficult, being the one that's doing the production and putting a lot of this thing on, like, do you find that whenever you go on like up on a stage, you have to kind of like pass the torch to somebody else while you're up there performing and kind of like let that all kind of just be in the back of your mind, you know? And does that get tricky? I know for me, like I'm such a control freak with certain things. It's like
he is.
I want to like make
Sorry.
I want to like make sure that like everything is going the way that I'd planned. You know what I mean? But when you're up there doing a DJ set, like I couldn't imagine like you're only thinking about the DJ set. I'm sure you're only thinking about just you putting on good music.
Absolutely, that's a great question. Yeah, I have several staff members that work for me. They're some of my best friends in my day job, and I produce a lot of other music events and stuff. And these are guys who work with me in that company. So we've been in the trenches on like huge festivals, giant events. And so they know what we're doing and I trust them. Like last night, like I literally was like, all right guys, I got 10 minutes till I play, make decisions on your own.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, whatever your call is, it's up to you.
And you're 100% confident every time you say that. Like
100%.
They got it down.
Yeah, 100%.
That's good.
They're like my best friends. Shout out TK, Cody, and Dom. Hard Shell Beef Boys.
Love it.
Shout out to them. What would you say the hardest part of like putting on and organizing these events is?
Keeping it different, like switching it up, constantly having to do different lighting, constantly having to do different decor. I have some super cool ideas I'm going to debut for August.
You want to drop one? You don't have to.
It's going to be something with retro TVs, old school box TVs.
That's fire.
Say no more. That's all you have to say.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But when you see it, you're going to be like, that's rad.
Heck yeah.
So just trying to always, and it's so fun. That's like the hardest part, but also the, best part.
Yeah.
Because I can like get creative. It's so great because so many times in like the event world, you're kind of hampered by like the client or the festival or the branding of the whole thing. This is all me. So like it goes where I want it to go. It goes as weird as I want it to get or is fun. So it's been super fun, like being able to get creative with not just like the music side of things and the DJs, but like, again, the lighting, the decor, the vibes.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the most rewarding part of it, like the most challenging thing or like something that kind of does strike you as like, okay, this is going to be difficult to put together, but once you finish it and you get it done, you're like, okay, this
makes
is
it more rewarding.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, like last night we debuted like a new look. It's so silly. This one's like it's like cute. They have these things called shimmer walls. It's just a giant wall and it looks like glitter. And when like a fan blows on it, the whole thing like shimmers. And we put like these like I got like an LED like curtain. And we hung it behind this. My vision was like on top of the wall. And one of my guys, this is why I love my guys, because they're like, no. We put it behind the wall. So when the wall shimmers, you see the lights coming through. And I was like, fire, let's hang it up. Let's see what it looks like. And when we hung it up, I was like, that's tight.
Hell yeah.
It's cute, nothing crazy, but very, very fun.
Sometimes you got to be cute.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the whole,
And you always got to set up like things for like at these events, and so many people are taking pictures, and like some people, I'm convinced just go there just to get that Instagram post the next day. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's always good, like when you go to an event like that, and they have the backdrop or all these different things, so that they can kind of get that like magical moment. And,
yeah, absolutely. If photo ops are killer, man, you gotta have one.
100%. And do you feel like whenever you're throwing these events, is there? I guess I should say, what's your favorite part of throwing these events? Like, is there something that like stands out to you when you're doing Disco Dreamland, where you're like, okay, this is why I do this shit?
People's gratitude, people thanking you and just like enjoying it. People have so much fun, and just like knowing that, like, without sounding like a dick, like I am the reason that this is happening. I am the reason that all these people are here dancing together, having fun. It's not just like the people; it's the DJs. Everyone, the bar, like everyone last night is like that. Everyone's happy, everyone's stoked, and so seeing that is so cool. I mean, there's been a few moments too, like we did a Disco Dreamland at a festival called Wolfstock over here in Riverside. It's a dog-friendly music festival at Canine Social.
Oh, that's sick.
We did a Disco Dreamland stage, and someone stopped me, and we like went big for that one. And someone stopped me, just a random person. I'm walking through the crowd, and this is like even pre-Disco Cowboy. That was actually the birth of Disco Dreamland. Yeah, that was the first. That's where I came up with the concept.
Yes.
And they gave me like a budget to really do like a lot of fun stuff. We hung like 12 disco balls in this tent. I had all these LED clouds everywhere, huge light production. And someone stopped. I'm walking through the crowd. This is before I was Disco Cowboy. I was just in, kind of like my all blacks, got my radio and all my stuff on, festival mode. And someone stopped me. They can clearly tell, like, you're like in charge. And they stopped me and were just like, thank you so much for doing this for our community. I cannot tell you how much it means. I just wanted to say thank you because I see how hard you're working and how cool this is. And that was one of the most meaningful sayings, phrases, thank yous I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. That definitely makes it worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like right now in Jacksonville, there's such a like opening for something like that, bro. Yeah. Like there is obviously big festivals and things that happen and whatnot, but the house scene is so popping right now. Mm-hmm. It's like a great time to take advantage of like just this community and the people that love listening to this kind of music. Mm-hmm. You also played another one called is it Shipwreck? It's the one where it was at that old Navy boat. And
that one's coming up. I'm doing that one in August. But there's been some great people putting on those shows.
That shit is dope, man. Like that's another one where it's like the venue is just nuts, bro. It's a dope venue. For the people that don't know, the people that are out of Jacksonville, it's like an old like battleship or something from like the Navy, and multiple stages in there as well. So it's just like you look at some of the things that are happening, and like all it's going to do is just elevate the community and bring more people into like the house scene, which in the end of the day will just drive people to Disco Dreamland and stuff like that, man, which I think is really dope. We already talked about Cheddar. Dude, your dog. So I think it's really dope. Like, obviously, me and Joey both have dogs. We're big dog guys. Do you take your dog everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these, like, big, you see the videos, and I think it was just your dog's birthday not even that long ago. And all these, like, videos, bro, of your dog, like, on stage. Like, he's, like, just walking around. I think you did Florida Fin Fest or something, and your dog had a damn shark fin on.
She had a shark fin on. Yeah, dude.
What's her name?
Yeah, Kuma. She's my older girl. I just recently, like, a year ago, got a younger pup. So we got to train him on how to be around the stages and the stuff still. But, yeah, Kuma, she's 13 years old, and she's been, man, she used to tour with me and my band. She's been on the road so many places. She's been on stage a bunch. I used to tour manage for the Honey Hounds. Guys from Jack's, big killers. And it was funny. We would go on the road, and I'd bring her, and she was the Honey Hound. People just couldn't get enough. And when we do festivals, if people are cool with it, I don't normally like let her roam around. Generally, honestly, it's been like the Honey Hounds and like the Hooligans. These are like homies of mine, bands. When they're playing, I'll let her just like roam around stage because they don't care. They're like, hell yeah. And the crowd just goes wild when she first walks out there, and people are just like, no, and especially the shark fin. People just were dying. For those of you who don't know, Fin Fest is a ocean education music festival, so it's like there's a lot of shark theme, and so I got these little fins, and I was wearing one, she was wearing one, and literally I think the band thought something was happening, like they knew something was happening because the crowd popped, and they're all like, we're just like in the middle of a verse, and then they see Kuma come out and like, oh, damn it, Kuma is stealing my thunder.
It's funny, the video, there's like 3 chicks that were kind of like on the railing, and Kuma comes walking around, and they're all dancing just kind of like in their zone. And once one of them laid eyes on there, they're all like getting together like, no, they go fucking crazy. It's kind of like a cheat code, bro. If you're a band, just get Kuma out there.
I love that, dude. Yeah, and I mean, there's a band, Stick Figure, big reggae band, and they've got Coco. It's the founder's dog, and she literally like lives on stage.
Really?
Her Instagram has like 80,000 followers.
No way.
She's huge.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she's massive. She's an influencer.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
People love dogs. Just let them be around.
It's a rough life. Love dogs too, bro. That's a huge thing. Is like, I just watching you go through like those pictures you posted of her for her birthday, I was like, legendary, bro. Seriously.
She's been some spots, dude. She's been coast to coast. She's been to like 4 or 5 national parks. She's seen more of America than most people.
I love that for her. It's a dog living her life. Yeah.
It's Kuma's world. We're just living in it. Facts. But back to the DJ thing. Obviously, every state you're playing isn't just Disco Dreamland and things like that. Do you ever? How do you go about reading the crowd? Does that play a role for you, or do you kind of know the vibe and the energy you're going into every show with? For example, like let's say you're playing like a festival, and it's like a lot of these people aren't looking for like the funk and things like that. Are you going to be a little bit like show your versatility and like go in there and play a little bit more of like what the crowd is looking for?
Yes, you have to. The first few shows, like I had curated sets. I knew what I was doing from end to end because I came from the world of being in a band. Like you got to rehearse, dude. You got to know what you're doing. That's it's great. It's also like the art of DJing is like being able to just mix on the fly.
Yeah.
And it went really well for many shows, but then I had the last disco Dreamland I played. I had them. I was killing it the first 30 minutes, and then I went to a different vibe, and I could watch the crowd. Like, they didn't dislike it, but people went from like headbanging to just kind of like bopping. I was like, oh no, I'm losing them. I'm losing them. And I didn't deviate from the plan. I should have deviated from the plan. And last night I went into it. I was just like, no, I'm just gonna like go in, have fun. I didn't plan anything. And honestly, my boy, he goes by Tauston. My boy Austin Leish was crushing right in front of me. And so he was going, and I'm supposed to pick it up where he left off. I was sitting there like, oh God, dude, he's smashing. And luckily I grabbed it, ran with it, crushed. And then I played one track that I was like, oh no, I went too heavy. I got a little weird, got a little out there. And you could feel it. You can literally feel the crowd, the people just kind of like not connect with it. And immediately I had to just switch back to like bangers, disco, funk.
So what's the number one song? So the crowd is dying. What's the number one song that you're going to play to bring them back?
Oof. It's going to be something, there's like a bunch, but it's something that's like, I love like these classic mixes of like David Bowie or like, dude, last night I played a Fleetwood Mac mix because I was like, I'm losing them. And it's also like Austin set the tone with these bangers, these disco and like classic songs mixes. So like, and I picked up where he left off, but then when I switched to go like kind of weird and out there, they were just wanted the bangers. So like I immediately like went back, but like I love like Purple Disco Machine. He's like a huge influence of mine. And he has a lot of mixes of like classic, songs. So any one of those. I'm a big Rufus Du Sol fan. I have one or two Rufus Du Sol mixes. That's like if you're in like more of like a cool festy crowd. The one that I really love the most, I played last night. It's a mix of Inner Bloom, and you watched people just like, yes, because if people love Rufus Du Sol, it's like spiritual to you.
That song is so captivating, bro. And it's crazy how it's like, I don't even know the time on it. I think it's like a 12-minute song. Sometimes it feels like 30 fucking minutes. But it's like that song, bro, it's like so captivating. And as soon as you hear it, like as soon as all you gotta do is listen 30 seconds into that song. There's like no, like texture happening. You know what I mean? It's just like this like very
ethereal space.
Exactly. You just start floating, bro. And no, that's like, a really good one.
I wish I was.
I saw them. I saw Rufus at Miami 3 Points, and I remember at this point, I'm not a huge like. I'm really not a big. Everyone that I was with was a big like DJ, like festival, whatever people, and I wasn't really into that at the time. I didn't really know a lot about it. And we're there, and like we have to be close for them. So like we get there 3 sets before Rufus comes on, and we're like, like maybe 20 yards from the stage, just like right there. In that production, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Like, and then of course they play Inner Bloom, and you're just like, I'm like, I will love this for the rest of my life. I'm like, if you think I'm gonna leave this location ever, like this is it's so funny, bro. They're really something special, man.
Yeah.
Rufus is insane.
They're very special.
And I never heard of them or really like listened to any of their music, so I didn't know what to expect. I just kind of went into it with like an open mind.
That's cool.
And the fact that they've got still like the live band aspect.
Yeah.
It's
a band. It's three dudes playing it.
No, for sure. But it's like a lot of their music, bro. It's like mixed to like it's a DJ set kind of, And shout out to them too. I think that was definitely like a standout point from that festival for me.
Yeah.
Is there any festivals in particular where you dream of playing one day?
Halloween for sure. Swanee is like home. When you get there, all of us who go there all the time, you say like, it's good to be home.
Yeah.
Halloween is a big one, man. They're absolute killers. But there's, a couple others too. E-Forest, Electric Forest, Shambhala is a festival in Canada that's rad. It's like Halloween in the sense. And then the 3 Points. There's some bangers.
Yeah, you definitely have the energy though, where you could even play like at a Bonnaroo or something, bro. Yeah. Like something crazy like that, where it's not just going to be all house people, but like some people are going to be there just to see the disco cowboy. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing about like branding and DJs and stuff is I think a lot of people, whether they like the music or not, they're almost there to see the character, And you play that really, really well, man. So shout out to you.
Thanks, guys.
Do you feel like whenever you're playing some of these like sets, let's say, I don't really even know how to word it. Like, let's say, you've got you've got your people that are like loving the song that you're on right now, but then you have like another group of people where they're kind of like they need something else or whatever. Do you find like it's almost a difficult balance of trying to find like what works for everybody?
And is there an age difference between those two people?
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Like, do you find older people kind of vibing to the disco more than younger? Well, I mean, it's all mixed. So
yeah. I mean, like, honestly, it was really cool. Even last night, dude, like when I was playing some of these classics, it's hilarious. The security guard like grabbed me as he was like standing next to me as I'm playing, like, you know, off to the side. And I played, I think it was the Stevie Nicks song or something, like David Bowie, like, and he grabbed me and he was like, man, you cooler than a motherfucker, bro. You know, because like it's just like, you know, this ain't his music, like the kind of boom boom tech house shit. And like he was just vibing to like, yo, you're playing like bangers. But what was really cool was seeing like, I mean, there were so many like 21, 23-year-old girls and guys, and they're all vibing to it too. Like, I think it's just something like classics are classics.
Yeah.
As my boy Max Danger would say, fire tracks are fire tracks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You know you're doing good when an old head says you're cooler than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bags.
Yeah, man. It's and I think to your point too of like, I mean, you could put me on a country festival, like with a lot of the music I play, they're gonna vibe. It's gonna be a dance party. Again, I would then shift to mixing in classic like country bangers into like dance and disco.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's just something like you got to cater to the crowd. You got to cater to people, and you can find happy mediums. Like you were saying about, you know, these people are vibing, but these people kind of need something else. Find a song that does both, and that's like a DJ is. You could be a real technical DJ, but you're only as good as the music that you're playing. Like you can do all this cutting and chopping and mixing, but you're only as good as like the tracks you're playing. In a lot of people's opinion, I'm sure other people feel differently, but the tracks, the songs are so important, and so you have to do a good job of like finding the music. You spend a lot of time just like going through, you know, SoundCloud and all these different places to like find cuts, and it's awesome when you can find stuff that nobody knows. You want people to Shazam it and it not work, you know, and be like, how what is this, you know, like I've never heard this before. So yeah, that's a lot of the work, is finding tracks. So you got to have a toolbox, you know. And last night, I was hampered with my toolbox for a little bit. I got stuck in like an area. I was like, I gotta get out of this right now.
Yeah. Sometimes you go to like dive a little too deep. You know what I mean? You're trying to mix things where you're like, let me just stick with what works.
Yeah, exactly. It's hilarious.
You know, you see DJs all the time, man. They'll do a set and they'll have like 1 million people up on stage kind of behind them, like dancing or whatever. What's your vibe in that setting, bro? Do you like to kind of be up there solo? Because you see both too. Like, you know, guys like Gordo, I know for one, like I watch some of his sets on YouTube, and that man's got like a fucking like house of like 30 people behind him. You know what I mean? Everyone just like dancing. There's people like kind of, you know, dancing on him a little bit, you know, and I just feel like as a DJ that would be a little bit distracting unless you kind of already have like a preset list of songs you're gonna be playing. What's your vibe for that, man?
It's funny you asked that, because literally last night, a dear friend of mine came up to me and was just like, hey, she's a beautiful girl. She's like, hey, do you want me to get some girls like dance behind you? And I was just like, no, no. Like if I'm ever playing like huge festivals and stuff, sure. Or like a big nightclub, like sure. Like that's like, but no, I'm good. Like, but that is such the culture. And it blows my mind sometimes when I'm watching these sets and, you know, and there's people like all around them.
Yeah.
Like, and you'll see funny clips too where somebody accidentally like hits the pause button.
Yeah.
And like, and they're literally like, and generally everyone always just laughs. Like the DJ just looks at him and is just like, you idiot. And then pause. And then everyone just goes back to like raging.
Yeah.
But it like the Boiler Rooms especially, there's a series of shows and events called Boiler Room. And they are literally, people are everywhere surrounding them, and
isn't it like in a kitchen or no? Or am I
they do them like all in all these different places. I think it's originated in the UK.
Yeah, we watched one of them recently.
Yeah. It was in a kitchen or something like that.
It was.
Yeah, they do them everywhere.
And it's everything. It was so tight. It was a small ass room.
Yeah,
and like it was so crazy.
It's so cool. They'd like pioneered this whole thing, and now you'll see a lot of people saying like, you know, advertising like they're doing a Boiler Room stage, which in reality, like, you should just say like a 360 stage or something, because like Boiler Room is specific to like that event. That's like saying I'm doing a Disco Dreamland stage. But it's that's so cool. Like they should be proud that like their event's gotten so big. It's like a term now.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like the term is like we're stuffing everyone into this room. We're all together. There's no like stage. It's all surrounding.
Yeah.
And I'm you know, low-key definitely going to be doing some 360 shows in the future.
That's awesome, bro. And yeah, you see some of these guys where, for example, like Fisher, Diplo, like they've got no one up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just them,
Yeah.
you know, but then you do see the ones like you just mentioned, like those boiler room sets where they're trying to like pass someone's got like 6 shots in their hand. They're like trying to pass them around and like spill a shot over on the side of the thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's got to be just like detrimental, bro.
Yeah, and to like the people they're just up there to Instagram, dude. Like it's just all like, listen, I'll tell y'all right now, I work in concerts and music. It's much better from the other side of the stage. Like being on stage, I'm a stage manager and like I run a lot of big festivals and stages. Standing on stage is not that great. All the lights and everything and all the sound's going that way. You know, like it's much better being in the crowd. The energy and everything. It's just such an influencer thing.
To be next to the guy who's doing the music.
Yeah, it's so silly to me. I've never wanted to be up there, even if someone was like, you know, if I'm out seeing John Summit and they're like, dude, like we can go up on stage, be like, I mean, this is like where the vibe is out here. I'm good. Like, you know, when I'm just staring at him in the crowd, I'm good.
I'd probably go up there on stage, honestly. I would.
John Summit's a big one for me, dude. I'm a big John Summit guy. I like pretty much everything he puts out. I'm a big fan of, like especially his collabs with Hala and whatnot. Would you ever like to work with like a female artist like that, like a vocalist or whatever you call them?
I would for sure. I'm looking for some like producers and stuff now to help kind of co-write and work on some music. I'm a very busy man, so I need some help to like do some of the legwork, you know. But I would love to like. I love the female vocals. I love
the female vocals, dude. I mean, it always hits, especially like Hala. I always kind of picture her to she just almost sounds like she's like, you know, 18 or something. She sounds like
is that the
so
old lady
young.
you're talking about?
Yeah, she's a little bit older.
Old. She's not old.
She's really not like super old, but she does kind of like once you see a picture of her or whatever, you're like, oh my god, those are your vocals.
Yeah,
like
it is crazy.
She throws down, bro. But no, do you have any like specific DJs where you kind of emulate their game a little bit?
Purple Disco Machine for sure. You know, that dude has paved the way with like bringing disco back on like a big level. He's probably the biggest artist in the world that's like pushing disco. And I get a lot of my mixes and stuff from stuff he does because it's just so like it's my vibe.
Yeah, 100%. What if let's say we had like a smaller DJ that's like watching this, or someone that hasn't even really DJed before in their life? What could be a couple tips that you would kind of like give to them to kind of help them get to the level that you're at? Be
different, you know. Be different. Be unique. Like enjoy. Just like owning it. So many people I think focus on a lot of DJs like there's like a culture in DJing and like you know if a lot of the songs I might play they'll like turn their nose up and like okay, you know, like whereas like you're supposed to play like underground like stuff and like fire beats and like all this, you know. I think it's like you're playing to the other DJs in the room. You're not playing to the crowd. True. You know, like play to the crowd. Like if I'm playing a show and there's 200 people there and there's 8 DJs there, well, sure, like they're my peers and like I know they're going to know way more critically of like, oh, you know, the bad transition or like, you know, that track's, they're going to have more opinions about the music. You're the minority though. Like I don't really care what you think. Like I care if the people are dancing and raging, then I'm doing my job. Yeah. You know, 100%. So that would be something that I think is like a lot of like, especially in the house community, you can get into like this like especially like tech house right now is just so dominant and like everybody just plays tech house. And I'm not like throwing shade at anybody, but like yeah, dude, find something unique, find something different. And it's like, I love the Wookiee communities too, like the bass music and the Wubs and stuff. Cause like they're wild and out there and they've literally pioneered new types of music. Yeah. Whereas house has been around for a long time. People might not know that, but it's been around since the 80s, you know? Whereas now you've got like Wubs has been around like 10 years maybe, you know, like it's so cool because people weren't afraid to like get out there and do some weird shit. For sure. The Wubs, I mean, that's definitely something that I personally can't get into, but I respect the fuck out of it, bro. If you like nitrous, it's yeah. No, for sure. If you enjoy drugs, that is definitely your they your literally go-to. Made music from whomping, like from the sounds they hear in their brain when they're doing nitrous. Like it's crazy. But then that's so wild to me, you know, like damn, y'all are creative as fuck. They're doing nitrous and they're like, whoa, 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 yo, what if we put that on a beat?
No, it's so true, man. And especially, like, I love the Wookiee comment, too, because sometimes I don't think people, like, the average person, you know what I mean? If you're just, like, a hip-hop fan or even a country fan or whatever, I don't think they realize, like, how committed these people are to the music lifestyle. You know what I mean?
being a wook.
Like, to being a wook, literally. Right. And, like, you'll see these people at, like, Halloween or whatever. It's like, this person hasn't showered for 6 days.
Yeah, they're a wook.
And they're just out there, like, it's day 6 of them just dancing hard as fuck for 12 hours a day. You know what I mean?
So
and just
dirty.
So dirty, and they're they don't stop.
Yeah.
They literally don't stop. And I'm sure
them,
it's power to, you got to, bro. I just respect the game, right?
Yeah, facts, like,
and it's crazy how many there is. I don't know if it's just like a southern thing or maybe just like a swamp vibe or something like that, but
we've got some unique looks.
We do, bro.
Sure.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
And what's your, just like speaking on Halloween for a second, what is your favorite like go-to? I know groups will sometimes do like the outfit themes.
Sure.
What's your favorite outfit theme? Besides Cowboy, obviously.
Yeah.
That's obviously the go-to. That's the number one.
I've never done like a group one. I've always wanted to because I think it'd be so fun. I respect the group so much who do it because it's like, it's fun to like have a gag too.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love like people who don't break character. Who stay in character. I love that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're tripping balls or high on whatever, and this dude just, and like, you'll see a lot of like the old ladies. There's like a bunch of group of young girls, and they're all dressed as old women, and they're just like with walkers, like,
They
and
look
they're
like
like
they're in
dancing
pain.
like with their canes, dude, and like, and don't break character. If you're doing an outfit or a character, don't break character.
I love it, yeah.
I made this dude, I was at Resonate at Swanee this year, and there's a security guard like when you come in and out of the festival, and he was stationed like there every day. And I made sure I gallop around on Cheddar a lot. Like when I get into the sets and stuff, I will just be galloping like around, and people love it. And this security guard, I couldn't let him down. Even as the fest went on, I got more and more tired. Every time I was like leaving, I had to gallop for like 300 yards.
Oh my God.
Because he could see me from so far off. And because the first time I came by, he laughed and was like, "You're my favorite." You know?
So now you have to.
I got to.
Yeah.
I can't let him down, dude. And every time he would laugh, dude. I thought it would get old to him. It did not. Yeah.
You know what's
That's
funny?
hilarious.
He's never gonna forget you.
No.
Like, you will
He'll be
always
back at Swanee. And like, I'll see him again.
He'll be
He's
looking
like,
for you.
"Cowboy, what's up, man?"
And you're just coming in.
Yep. Better be galloping.
That's so
If he catches
funny.
me not galloping, I'm going to cry.
I see some groups will do the like Olympics theme or whatever, like the old school like 70s, 80s like trainer vibes where they've got this the really short shorts, the headband and all this stuff. And I saw one group, they had the ankle weights. And I'm just thinking in my head, bro, I'm like, you took it too far, right? Like you definitely took it too far. I mean, they're calves, bro.
Yo.
Like, dude, their legs are gonna be so swole after this event, but it's like a whole day.
It's
Hey,
low-key smart.
go big or go home though.
If you're big in exercise, you're like, "Look, I'm doing drugs for a few days. I'm going to be eating like shit. Let me just put some ankle weights on."
Weigh myself down.
No, it's funny that I saw one person even had like, the fake weights where it's like the bar, the fake weights or whatever. And they're like running. They've got like the dumbbells in their hand and they're like running full speed. It just looks hilarious.
Yeah.
So I had to ask, I was like, going to Halloween a lot. I've never actually personally been, but I see like on Instagram and like through other people, I'm like, oh my God, the whole group went all out with these outfits.
It's so wild, dude. That place is so wild.
I think it would be fun. I'm a big Star Wars guy. I think it'd be hilarious if someone did like a Stormtrooper vibe.
yeah.
Like you just have 8 Stormtroopers all out there just going.
Just like stay like in formation,
Or like ninjas. If you get a big group of ninjas,
That
with
would be
swords,
good.
That'd be cool.
That'd
like
be
all
really
blacked
good.
out. That'd be
My
fun.
favorite dude is Forrest Bump.
Oh wow!
He dresses just like Forrest Gump, and he runs
And he bumps into everything.
everywhere. I think the bump is from
Something else.
He bumps into everything.
because he be running.
Oh my
Dog,
God.
he's like famous in the community. Like you see him at festivals. I saw Bonnaroo, or maybe it was Bonnaroo or EFOS, one of the big names, like a year ago, put up a video like on their socials of him on. Somehow he had a treadmill. Just like somewhere, and he's like on a treadmill running, and they were like Forrest Bump getting ready for the day.
Oh my
and I was just like, dog, he's like legendary.
That's good.
You know?
Poor guy though. You've like put your whole like brand on this like image where you're just running 24/7.
Now he has to run everywhere.
Yeah, now he's got to just run.
I'm a big runner, so like I thought about like, is this like offensive if I do Forrest Bump one day? Like, because I would love that. It's fun, dude. And you just like, you could be like yeah, like I'm sure he enjoys sets and like hangs out.
Sure.
He's got to always just kind of be like
moving,
jogging in place kind of deal. Which dog, that's
commitment
work.
For sure. Yeah. I love that.
Don't
bro.
break character.
That boy's healthy.
Yeah.
Earlier in the episode, we mentioned, or you mentioned that you do like the tour management and things like that or whatever. Do you have a day job still, or is Disco Cowboy? Is that just it?
So I work. Yeah, I have a day job. I work for Real Time Entertainment Management.
Cool.
We're a company here in Jax. Been a company for like 10 plus years. And I've been with the company for 6 years. It's founded by one of my best friends, Nico Costas. And the company focuses on bringing people and music together and brands and companies and music together. We act as like, a middleman in a lot of ways for like people who, if you want to produce a festival, but you don't know how, like Canine Social, that festival I mentioned, Wolfstock. They wanted to do a music fest. Well, they run a dog business and dog park. They don't know how to produce a music fest. They call us. That's what we do. Cool. We know how to build everything, the entire site, the plans, the lineups, the budgeting, everything. And we help curate the music festival for you. And we do a lot in the corporate world too. We've work with different corporate clients to source like, if you want like Flowrida for an event or if you want whatever. So yeah, there's several different facets of our team. We manage a couple bands. Shout out to Honey Hounds and the band Be Easy. Honey Hounds are like a touring funk rock blues group from here in Jacksonville, and then the band Be Easy is like a corporate party band, but they play publicly, they play locally. They've been legends here for like 10 years, and so I work with both those bands quite often. Helping. Manage their tours, manage like their travel, going with them on the road to certain things. Like I was just down in Cayman Islands with Be Easy a couple months ago with Honey Hounds. I've done many tours with them over the years. And so we have our hands in like a lot of different areas of music. We book a bunch of music for a lot of the bars, in town, at the beach, your Grape and Grain, the local Lynch's. So everything, like our whole thing is like we do it all. Like we can do anything,
big or small too.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't matter.
Think about the local. It's like you know what I mean. There's only certain bands that will play there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Not in a bad way or anything,
No.
but just like it's such a small venue. You know, and most people are going there for dinner. Yeah. And so it's interesting like how you guys are so versatile in that sense where you could go as small as just helping like a restaurant or bar or whatever, to then going and booking Flow
whole festival,
or a whole festival, which is dope.
It's come a long way. Our first client was Lynch's, like 10 years ago. Nico, my boss, he used to be in a band named Sidereel, and just like me is how I came up. Like I was in a band, and I managed my band because I was just kind of like, well, so we've got to like budget and.
You're independent.
We got to book tours. We got to do it. The other guys were like the music guys. I was more like, well, I'll handle like the business side of things. Nico and I were the same guy in our bands, so we played shows together in our bands. And he quickly realized like, oh, like this guy's like legit. He knows what he's doing. So we became friends. And but yeah, that's like how he started the company, was just like being in a band. Lynch's was his first client. It was like, hey, can you book music for us on weekends? And then it became, hey, can you help us book this music festival? And then it progressed from there. So over the years, we've definitely grown the company quite a bit. And we're very proud of what we've done for Jacksonville. We have our hands now in pretty much every major music festival that comes through town, whether that's us like working for the festival or that's us actually producing the festival. And it's great because people really show the love and appreciation for it. We have a lot of love for Jacksonville. It's where Nico's from, and I've been here for 8 years, and I moved here for the music scene because I see the potential, and believed in it, and just Jax is a great spot, and so and it's been cool to watch like it like literally grow for years now, go from kind of like. And it's gone through phases. There was probably a heyday before, but then there's a lull, and then now we're bringing it back out of the lull. So.
I remember when the beach band thing was huge here, bro. Yeah. Like right now, it is the DJs in the house scene. They've got a total grip, especially at the beaches, bro. But I mean, I remember when it was like the beach band music. You know what I mean?
White boy reggae.
White boy reggae, dude. It was like that. Really was like the staple piece of Jacksonville, especially the beaches, for a long time, bro. Yeah. And I think that. You having that experience and like doing it on your obviously managing your band and then going in and doing the real time management, I think it shows like whenever you do cool festivals like Disco Dreamland and things like that too. But no, shout out to you, bro. I think it's really dope that first off, just I love someone that's got a shit ton of experience. You know what I mean? Because like most of your stuff, I'm sure you've learned through trial and error.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's very similar to how me and Joey are with this podcast. It's like, we just kind of started up and it was just like, let's just start trying shit. You know what I mean? If it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, you learn from it, But no, dude, seriously, shout out to you, man. And, and you have anything else?
Did you want to do that new segment or no?
I kind of did a little bit when we said,
you want me to bring it up? I'll talk about it.
Which one? The tip of the week?
Tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Let's run with it.
Let's do it.
Because I asked him, I was like, what's a good tip for younger DJs?
I know, but it's not specifically.
I was thinking, is that a good, should we run with that name?
Say it again.
Should it be just the tip?
Yeah, just the tip. Or just a tip.
Just a tip.
just a tip. Isn't that kind of funny? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the tip.
All right, so just the tip is going to be a new segment where you just give a tip. It doesn't have to be necessarily about like a DJ, like 4 DJs. It can just be like man to man or like human to human. Just a random tip that you would have for anybody that you see walking throughout the day. All of us have to do it.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, let me think about my tip. Hold up.
Be different.
Be different.
I knew that when I was a kid. I didn't know what I was going to do when I grew up. All I knew is like, I want to be different.
Yeah.
I don't want to be just like another normal person.
Yeah.
My favorite saying for this is like, if life is a painting of like nature, there's a lot of bushes and trees. I don't want to be another bush or tree.
Be the bird.
There's plenty of those. Be the bird.
Yeah.
Be
There we
the
go.
water in the river.
Yeah.
Be different. And it's bit me in the ass plenty of times. It's like, for better or worse, whatever that means to you, just be different. Like, we need more color. We need more vibrancy in the world. I was always told, like, go to school, get a job, or get a degree, get a job, have a wife, have kids, get a house, save, die.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so good on all that.
That doesn't sound fun.
No. So, and I mean, it's great to just pave your own way, dude. Be
Facts.
different.
I like that one a lot. My just a tip of the week is...
Your tip. Let me get your tip.
You want to hear this tip? You want to get this tip?
This is going to be a good. I
know. I like this. Hey, seriously, good job, Chris.
Just
that was a
the
good
tip.
idea.
Thanks, boys.
Okay, so my tip is something you kind of alluded to earlier was like listen to the crowd. Like he mentioned, it was like there's gonna be a bunch of DJs in the room, but it's like obviously they're the minority. Like you want to appeal to like your audience or whatever. And I think that goes huge with our podcast as well, because there's been a lot of times where we kind of want to go our own way and like do something that's a little bit different, but in the end of the day, like we've already learned in the past, like our audience doesn't like that as much.
Yeah.
And so we put out content, we put out episodes, we do all these things like for our audience specifically. And I think like appealing to them and just doing what they like plays a huge role in it as well. Obviously, it's like we want to still make it fun for us. We want to still do things that make us happy and stand out, be different, like you said. But listen to your audience. You know what I mean? If you're a DJ, like listen to the crowd. Like do what's appealing to them. So that's my just a tip.
Good tip. So my just the tip is it's a little more like general, like man to man, is always stand up when you shake a man's hand. Because I had a man the other day, I meet a lot of people throughout the day, and he like commented on my handshake, and it was such a good feeling. He was like, you have a good handshake. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't like take, like you need to really, like that's your first impression on somebody is a handshake. So
for sure,
always stand up, look them in the eye.
That's really good.
Got to be firm.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to be disrespectful.
If you don't like the guy, like just sit down and just be like, or fist bumps. Yeah.
Like that.
But the dudes who like crush your hand though, we've gone too far.
Like chill out. This isn't a
I'm
competition.
like, bro, like,
yeah,
dude, do you just like break
and you feel
bricks
like
for a living? Like, chill, man.
And you feel like you want to kind of like match that energy.
Yeah, you're like,
sometimes.
You guys start fighting.
I'm strong too.
Now you're like arm is sore.
How do you
for the
jerk
next
off with that grip, dude? What's going on?
And you definitely don't use it just a tip. I'll tell you that. No, but seriously, that was a good, nice tip.
Yeah,
I got a little. Thank you. I'll show you a better one. I got a little side note on that tip. So I just found out that this is like something cool that I do. When I shake a woman's hand, like I don't go for a handshake. I go for the knuckles. Like I go for a half. Handshake.
I think that's
and I always did that like instinct. I don't know. Like I don't need
Same.
to prove to a woman that I can fucking break your hand. So I go for the knuckles. And I did that to
You know what I've
somebody and
noticed?
she called me out. And I was like, Yeah, I do that every time.
Yeah,
and they
same.
love it.
Well, it's just you want to put off like more of a gentle vibe. I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I'm shaking like an older woman's hand, or like if I'm meeting like
You get
someone's
down on
mom
one
or
knee
whatever.
and kiss it.
Yeah, I'll kiss it. No. So I'll go like this. Put your hand like as if I'm shaking a woman's hand. You go like this, and you cover with the other.
Wow, that's a big move.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. And you look them in the eyes and you just give them this. That's very like comforting, I think.
Yeah.
But then you got some women nowadays where they're like trying to be. They're like, oh no, don't.
They're independent.
Yeah,
They're the boss woman.
Because of my gender or something.
Yeah,
Like that, you know what I mean,
yeah.
or whatever. So it's like then you just give them that firm handshake and see if they like that shit.
They get a fist. They get a fist bump. They get a fist bump.
Fist bump, 100%.
Those girls will come at you with the
Yeah.
fist.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
Facts.
fine.
You ever been outshaken by a woman? I had that happen to me the other day. Not the other day, but like
Really?
a couple months ago. And I called her out and I was like, damn, who the fuck are you trying to impress? Because that shit was hard. That shit hurt me. And I'm like, damn. She was strong too.
As long as the woman doesn't go in for like the woman handshake with you, where they're trying to I'm like, okay, all right,
Like,
we're
I got
good.
treated like the woman. She grabs my
Nice
hand.
to meet
I'm
you,
like,
sweetheart.
who you talking to?
You just like lift one leg. You're just like
Start blushing.
blushing.
That's hilarious.
Bat your eyes at him. No, boys, incredible episode. Disco Cowboy, seriously, thank you so much for coming through, bro. It was an
Thanks for
absolute
having me,
honor.
guys.
Thanks for
This was a
bringing
lot of fun.
Cheddar, too.
Oh,
Seriously.
Yeah, shout out Cheddar.
Means
That's
a
how I
lot.
got here.
Yeah.
You had to write him here.
We just see him galloping down the street on the way home. Oh, that's amazing, dude.
I passed him on 95.
Going 80
I
miles an hour.
love that boy trucking for real. No, let's plug these people in though. Where can they follow the Disco Cowboy and Disco Dreamland?
Disco Cowboy 904 on Instagram. Disco Dreamland 904, and then
Do you do any of the TikTok stuff?
No, I just made one because I'm like, I gotta do it,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I've got like no followers. Follow me on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm basically putting my little sister in charge of my TikTok account. I'm like, can
Beautiful.
you just do this for me? Because like, I don't want to do this.
China will be taking over it recently, or very soon anyway. So it's like whatever at this point.
Yeah, and I've got a couple shows in the works. I'm gonna be playing. I'll give y'all the exclusive. I'm gonna do my first headline ticketed show. Not a Disco Dreamland, a Disco Cowboy show. We're calling it Disco Rodeo.
Nice.
And we're going to do it downtown at Ocean Street Taco, September 6th.
Hell yeah.
And we are going to do a 360 stage.
Oh, dude.
Beautiful.
Okay.
We're going to
We'll
try
be
and
there.
incentivize some people to like come and
September
cowboy.
6th?
Yeah, September 6th.
Oh my god. Oh wait, we have to come in cowboy outfits. Hold on.
You don't have to,
we
but
have boots.
It
We
would
have
be
boots.
like incentivized. We want to do like a horse corral, like an actual place for like the horses to like get tied up. And if you bring a toy horse, you get in for free, and I'll buy you a beer or something.
Dude, let's run this up.
What if I ride Nick into the?
Whoa, okay.
Put a little horse.
Hey, just the tip segment's over, brother. Let's
Sorry. I got excited.
No, that sounds super dope, man. I really want to go to that, especially like with the 360 set idea. I've always you see them on YouTube all the time. You've always wanted to actually go to one with a DJ I enjoy. So
Yeah, I'm gonna bring in some cool production for that one.
that'd be sick, bro. Okay, so that's September 6th.
September 6th.
Perfect. We'll put that
the
on the
next
calendar.
Disco Dreamland will be in August. I'm playing on the naval ship August 24th for the white party. My friends Danielle and Cassidy are hosting this sick white party. I'm playing there. They've got me on a dubstep stage, so I'm going to be dubstep cowboy for the night.
Nice. I like that.
They're like, you can do what you want. You can just play your normal stuff. Like, you do whatever you want to do. I was like, I mean, I ain't scared, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Come on.
My man's versatile. Don't forget
I'll
this,
play
okay?
whatever. Let's do it. It sounds
As long
fun.
as Cheddar there, the
Switch it
disco will
up.
be going
Yeah,
on.
I got to get like, maybe might have to debut a different Cheddar that night. Something a little darker.
The Dark Horse Cowboy. That would be sick.
He's got like a medieval helmet on.
Or just get an all white horse. It's an all white party. Just have him
that's
like.
true.
That'd be
Facts.
dope, though. I
Good
like
call.
it. I
Good
like
call.
it.
Yeah.
No, but dude, once again, thank you for coming through, bro.
Thanks,
It's been an
man.
absolute honor having you on the show.
Y'all do a great job. This is so much fun.
And I love having you as the first guest of season 3. I think we started off this
It's an
season
honor.
on a great foot, man.
yeah.
And, you never know what you're going to get out of a guest whenever you like. We had a brief conversation on 4th of July, but you never know. Like you just kind of have to go off of like the image they portray on social media. And dude, you're a fucking stand up dude.
Nailed
bro.
it.
So
appreciate you.
Great to have you through, man. Anything else, Joey?
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. I think it was a great conversation. And
Yeah.
like he said, it's
A lot of fun.
good way to start the season.
We're gonna have some good social clips from this one and plenty of fun editing this one as well, bro. So once again, thank you. All the OGs that are watching this, make sure you guys are following us on social media. It's gonna be OG Sessions Pod everywhere except for TikTok. It'll be OG Sessions. But until next week, boys, we are out.
Peace.